we'll talk something regarding Taoism because all these 4 months have been reading more of Taoistic books. So maybe that is why I feel to talk something regarding Taoism. So even Tarkam, actually, the entire subject of Tarkam Sardarian is nothing but Taoism. The way they designed their logo. If at all once everybody sees the logo of Tarkam Sardarian's work, uh, the logo of this logo itself is completely Taoistic principles based logo. The entire TSG Foundation work fundamentally and foundationally complete Tarkam's work. You can see original Taoism behind that. So again, he wrote a lot of things regarding Taoism. We'll discuss that. Other than that, we'll discuss some other Taoistic master who discussed Taoistic principles more authentically. We'll discuss about him also. So, in Teachings of Great Ones by Tarkam Sardarian, he wrote about Tao teaching. So, it's such a fantastic concept. This is what is the basis of real things we'll discuss. So, if you have time, we'll discuss more in-depth things other than this also. So, first I'll start with Tarkam Sardarian's Tao teaching, which is from Teachings of Great Ones. He wrote a chapter, there's a complete chapter about Tao teaching. So he says more introductory and history part of Lao Tzu. Everyone should know this because I think a lot of people are unaware of this, but the history and the real introductory aspect of Lao Tzu, everyone should know before knowing Taoistic principles. So he says, today I am talking about Lao Tzu, a great sage who was born in 604 BC. He was a keeper of the archives of the royal court of Zhou. Lao Tzu was a very dynamic man. He was teaching and talking philosophy and wisdom until he got tired of the library and those around him. He said, I am going to leave you because I am seeing that anarchy is coming to this Chinese province and I do not want to see this anarchy going on. I want to go to the mountains and dedicate my whole life to wisdom. He left the library, and when he was going through the western gate of the city to leave his country, a guard recognized him and said, you can take everything you want that you have, but you cannot take one thing with you, your wisdom. If you sit down now and write down all your wisdom, we will let you go. If not, you are going to stay here as a librarian. He could do nothing else, so he sat down and wrote 5,000 characters, words, condensing all his philosophy into those words. His words became a little booklet, which he called Tao Teaching. In some books, we are told that Tao means God, Tao means wisdom, Tao means beauty. The real Tao refers to the principle of the universe, the consciousness of the universe that is in everything and everywhere as a principle of order and rhythm and beauty and archetypes. It is very useful to understand this. When they say Tao, they do not mean God as we understand God. Tao means that universal cosmic consciousness that is in every atom, in every form, to guide everything, every form, every entity to its ultimate perfection. It is a keynote, a tuning fork. It is the right note that we use to tune in. That note must be heard and obeyed. It leads you eventually to perfection. One day, after Confucius, who was then 42 years old, has visited Lao Tzu, who was 87. People came to him in town and asked him, "How is he?" Confucius said, "He is a dragon of wisdom. He is so powerful, so deep, that you cannot compare that man to anything but a dragon that is very powerful like dynamite." To understand this book that he wrote is not easy. You must have a two-dimensional mind. Most of us have half-dimensional minds. Two dimensions are created by the way he talks. Now he has a principle in his mind. After you study the teaching, you will understand these things. He has a principle in his mind when sometimes he talks through personalities and sometimes he talks through the soul. Now we are going to know how he is talking. If you really take his talks as given from the personality, you will totally misunderstand them. If you take his words as coming totally from the soul, again you will mistranslate them, because he is giving the wisdom in such a way that these two are woven together. You are going to discriminate what he is saying and how he is saying it when he is saying something. For example, he said, "Less and less do you need to force things until finally you arrive at non-action. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone." This is what the first verse Torkham has taken from Tao Te Ching. What does this verse means? This is so interesting. All you people should understand this. In the Ageless Wisdom teachings, there are two doers, the personality and the soul or spirit. The personality does things for himself, urged sometimes by his own interest, vanity, and ego. Because of this, he does things wrong, using others and conditions for himself or for others related to him. If the soul or spirit does something, what he does is right because he does it for all. His action is pure, but because he does not use the common methods of the personality to do things, we say that there is no action. To force things is the way of the personality. The less and the less you force things, the more your soul does the job, which appears as if you were doing nothing. When your personality does nothing, your soul does everything. If you are the soul, you do things through the personality. If you are the personality, you do things through the personality. Now you should know, are you doing attending these classes or reading books or whatever your daily life, are you doing it from the personality level or from the soul level? This verse teaches so simplified version of who is the doer. The original, the natural doer is your soul, and we forgot that. And we remember, or we got so ingrained in the personality that we already forgot soul. So we need to remember him. That is what the real Tao teaching teaches. When we stop doing things for ourselves, for our self-interest, then things are done right. But people think that you are doing nothing if it is not done for self-interest. See, the real conflict starts if you don't understand this. The personality is the machine. It must stop doing things for and by itself, but do the things that the conscious human soul wants the personality to do. For example, you as a soul, hold the hand of your child and write on some paper. One may say the child is not writing because the soul is writing through him. Forcing things on your personality level means you are doing things wrong. Not forcing things and letting things be done by the influence of the soul makes your personality to do nothing by itself. That is why somewhere else Lao Tzu says, practice, not doing, and everything will fall into place. That is meditation. That is what is naturality means. Actually, we act mechanically. We do nothing. The physical body does things because it is agitated or stimulated or forced to do something. Emotionally, we hate, we love, we cry, and do many things. But it is not you. We are not doing anything. Mentally, we think and imagine and hallucinate and plan things. But it is not we who are doing, it is automatic action. What he is saying is this: stop that automatic action. Do not do anything mechanically, because doing things means, in our translation, doing them physically, emotionally, and mentally. If you are not doing anything, really, you are doing because it is you who is doing, not your personality doing it. When you do nothing with your personality, you are really in tune with Tao, which means the real consciousness in everything is doing. Not doing anything unconsciously and mechanically means you are fusing your true self in Tao. You as a person are not doing anything, but you are a part of Tao, are doing all that must be done. Instead of thinking that you are doing, let Tao do through you, in you, with you, because you are really fused with it. You as a personality, recognized as you, are doing nothing, but the consciousness that is in everything, everywhere, is doing everything for you. It means to separate yourself from the vanity, from the ego, from your separatism, from that you think you are not, because what you think you are and what you are not you. I think you got confused with this. Okay. So we'll try to see the things. He wrote so many beautiful things. This was said 604 years before Christ. This man did not hallucinate. This man was a great master. He was meditating continuously and trying to give a teaching that would make people sit and think. For example, when nothing is done by your personality, automatically, mechanically, nothing is left undone, because then you are doing your real you is doing. So the entire teaching of Tarkam also lies on the same concept. Every student should know, are their personalities involved in every action, or their invisible aspect or soul aspect, or the self aspect is running the show. Every time you open a book, uh, you'll get the intimation. He always says, you are not the personality. When will you experience victories? Once your personality infused soul, once you become soul infused personality, is what your real life starts from. That is real birth, not the time period we lived on this earth plane as physical bodies only, or emotional bodies only for some lifetimes, and for some lifetimes we think that we are only mental bodies. No, those three things become integrated, aligned, and relaxed, and they get fused with the light. You become the non-doer, slowly life direction changes. That is what Lao Tzu taught in Tao Te Ching. Okay. So read this chapter. Okay, it's very fantastic because I need to do a lot of discussion. Again, he says something more important. Uh, the master leads by emptying people's minds and filling their cores, by weakening their ambition and toughening their resolve. He helps people lose everything they know, everything they desire, and creates confusion in those who think that they know. This is a second verse. It means, he explains, a master leads by enlightening people's minds and filling their cores. One cannot empty the minds of other people by personality efforts, but by his spirit. One cannot fill their core by personality efforts, but by his spirit. Why must one empty the minds of people? It is because their mind is separative if the core is empty. To fill the core means to make a person live in harmony with Tao and not identify with his personality. A master weakens the ambitions of people and toughens their determination. Ambitions are personality oriented. They are based on self-interest. Determination is the power of the soul that emerges slowly as the person discovers his direction toward the highest. All our suffering and pain are the result of our ambition, not based on determination. He helps people lose everything they know, everything they desire. Unless brain and mental knowledge are taken away, the true knowledge of intuition cannot come. People have great difficulty resigning from their knowledge for enlightenment. When they leave all their desires, all that they need, they have, because most of the time to desire means to reject that which naturally will be given to us. He creates confusion in those who think they know. Only in confusion will people doubt about things. They act confused, so they stand detached and have a new look. Confusion separates them from their ego, limited by what they know. But this is not the kind of confusion that is used by manipulators. Confusion is like an earthquake that tests the true foundation. It is also a tool used to manipulate people. Failure is an opportunity to see what you are, to see the reason for your failures, to strengthen your determination. You develop new skills and gather new knowledge to succeed. Failure also develops humility. This is what real Tao is. By blaming others, you cover your weaknesses. The psychology in blaming others is to cover deeply your own mistakes and failures. Gossip and slander are the same. Our mind is full of trash. If we find a machine that will videotape or audio tape what our thoughts are, we will find that they are totally contradictory trash. If it is all self-generated for self-interest, for hatred, for gains, for different things, it is not you. There is little in your mind that is not trash. That trash must be emptied. That is what Tao Te Ching teaches. Now he asks, Who can empty the trash? It is the one who is not mind, but above the mind. Personality cannot empty your mind, because personality people, personality teachers will find your mind with personality, separative, greedy ideas, visions and thoughts. If you want to empty the minds, you want to be a soul, a spiritual being, an initiate. How can you feed the core of person if you are a personality and not a spiritual being? From what are you going to empty our minds? We are going to empty our minds of everything that is automatic, mechanical. For example, you sit down and think and think and imagine and imagine. You are really not doing it. Your mind is doing everything according to the influences, rays, impressions, winds, heat and cold and so on. It is acting. You are doing nothing. How can you do something? How can you do something when your core is filled? How is your core filled? Your core becomes filled when you become empty of yourself. When your self does not exist, then the core exists. If you are empty yourself of your lower self, you are filled in your core, because your core is only filled when your personality is not occupying the core. As long as your ego, your vanity, your selfness exist in you, as long as you do everything for your interest, for your own greed, for your own opinions, your core is empty. How to fill that core? When you empty your lower self, it is always already filled. By what? It is filled by your true self. Your true self is absent because you are acting as a personality and not letting the true self act through personality. This kind of teaching expands your consciousness, and you are going to feel one day what your core is. Thus, by weakening the ambitions, you toughen the determination. Everything that is working through physical, emotional and mental is based on ambition. I want this, I am doing this, I love this, I hate this. It is all ambition. It is all tied to your self-interest. Now, Lao Tzu tries to empty these things, weaken these things by toughening your determination. What is determination? Determination is the first sensation of where you must go and what your destination is. It is the first feeling of what the purpose of life is. When you have a little insight into the purpose of your life, your ambitions die and you start developing determination to reach the destination. He helps people lose everything they know, everything they desire, and creates confusion in their minds so that they start thinking. What is confusion? Confusion is the state of consciousness in which suddenly you feel that you know what you are doing is not right. It is a moment of seeing things really, actually. For example, you are taught that it is good to kill other nations for the sake of your nation. It is going on now for 10 million years that it is good to kill other people. For what? It is for your own interest. This is going on everywhere, in everything, even in our markets. Killing is not only cutting their heads, it is doing many other things. We must confuse you first to take the trash out, to make it liquid so that the crystallization is broke. Now, how can I confuse you? I can say God is within all of us. Whoever is killing someone else is killing God. Now you are confused. But it is not artificial confusion, it is real confusion. A challenge for you to test your former attitude, whether it is true or wrong. Failure is an opportunity. If you blame anyone else, there is no end of blaming others. What do? Every time we fail and lose anything or do anything stupid, we blame others. Why? We blame others because we want to cover ourselves. That is why when you see a man gossiping or slandering people, the first thing you must see is that he is hiding under something. That is a process of hiding, the mechanism of hiding himself. He wants to hide by talking against others, that they are very bad and he is very good. In the mind of average people, there is always duality. They think that if I say that something is bad, it means that I am good. Or if I say that they are good, it means I am bad. That is why we do not say good things about people. They will think we are bad. Therefore, the master fulfills his own obligation. What is his own obligation? It is to be in Tao, which means to be in tune with the principle in man that is one with the universal principles. He tries to correct his own mistakes. He does what he needs to do and demands nothing of others. If I demand something from you, it means that I am putting myself at your level. How can I demand anything from you when you are at personality level? You will give only trash to me. When I stop demanding from you and you become above your personality, I do not need to demand because you and I are one. Thus, you start thinking into two dimensions. The first dimension is your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body. That is where the thoughts, feeling, actions really generate in you. If you do not do anything else but that which is imposed by your physical, emotional, and mental bodies, if you do not know this, watch yourself. How do you do things? How do you feel things? Why do you think that way? It is all fabricated from your personality, from your vanity, ego, separatism, and separate self. On the other hand, there is existence within you, the true you, the truth within you. That true you is not personality, but you think you are. Standing upon the mountain top, how low the valley seems, and yet becomes the valley lies so deep, it gathers all the streams. Now change the level and look what it is. One who is standing on the top of the mountain is standing on the top of his vanity and ego, show offs, and saying, ha ha, I am on the top of the mountain. Who are these people? They are nothing. But real people who are not on the top of the mountain of their vanities and egos are really people to treasure. They are not swayed by their vanities, egos, stupidities, and show offs. They are low profile people. They have wisdom, but their personality is not acting, their spirit is acting. See how beautiful the Tao Te Ching is all about. This entire chapter you should read because now it is so practical, and there is a question answer session also. People have asked questions and Tarkam answered, and this entire chapter of Tao Te Ching written by Tarkam Saradarian is so fantastic. You will really understand the original teachings.